Now that we got that out of the way, let's move to Garbage Pail Kids.
Alrighty.
Pull that up. I
Some big numbers.
love it. I love this.
Well,
I
you were
love
excited about
this.
this because you initially thought that it was just going to be like an actual release, and then it
Yes.
came out when we were talking
Yeah.
about a checklist that it's
Because
case
they've been
hit.
doing this. They've been doing this as like a Montgomery Club or an online release to where, and it was a paper product. It wasn't a chrome product. Now they would have like the rainbow foils and the short prints or the different parallels, but the fact that you've got a Garbage Pail Kid coming out of a Garbage Pail Kid variation coming out of 2024 Bowman Chrome, which is one of the bigger releases of the year. And this is like the surprise, like awesome case hit. And look at these numbers. Now, granted, he's not getting 2,500. Keep scrolling down. Skeens is going
There you
bananas, right? So yeah, 4-figure cards, guys. Garbage Pail, and they're not from 1986. This is crazy. That's garbage for an industry. In quote.
There's another one right at the 1,000 mark.
And that's Skeens, he's the chase. But
see if we can find
I wonder, and else. It's not go to the active ones. Let's see what that Ellie is going for.
Well, there is a Jackson Trio sold for 700.
So an Ellie right there.
That probably went around 5 or 6.
That's best offer.
So many best. There's a Jackson Holiday at 600. Junior Caminero, 600.
So Stephen Hoard's Cards is asking the tough question: why does this exist? Stephen, number one, it's freaking cool. That's why. Number two, I think this SKU, Bowman Chrome, in particular, is tougher on the general hobbyist or collector because the focus is international prospects. And for somebody that doesn't really dig down into these 16, 17, and 18-year-olds from the Dominican or South America, this is a chase that resonates with more collectors. That's me. That's me.
So, I guess you also had to be there for Garbage Pail Kids. That probably helps a lot.
What are you trying to say?
I wasn't there.
You were, yeah. Thanks.
I wasn't there.
Call me old again. Call me old. I dare you. Call me old again.
It happens.
So yeah, I mean, these solds, it's undeniable. There's a market for these things. And I didn't do the check on whether or not it's impacted the previous releases. But I'm sure that those have seen a bit of a bump in them as well. You're old too, Steven, just like me. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it won't resonate. Sometimes it's sort of like silly, but in a hobby where I think that it tends to be about money and investment and not sheer collecting, I think this sort of taps that a little bit. These are fun.
Well, it's basically just what you like. Like I say it every time I get a chance. Like I always think Leaf Pop Century is one of the cooler releases. I'd rather have a Chris Pratt or Chris Hemsworth autograph than majority of the people we talk about on here. Yeah. They don't bring the money. It's just something cool to me.
Absolutely. So Derek is asking, what would be the next collabs you would want like the Garbage Pail Kids? That, I don't know. Garbage Pail Kids has this cult following. So it would have to be like that. Could there be, I don't know, Panini came out with this insert called Net Marvels, and they were pretty cartoonish and kind of cool when they first came out. I think they've sort of lost its luster, but in a playful but design heavy way. I don't know. I don't know if there's another IP that would do this unless you started hiding
That's the catch.
Pixar characters and cards. If you started using the IP that they've gotten, the Marvel, the Star Wars, like I said, Pixar, if they started collaborating and started putting characters in cards that mirrored that may work as well.
One thing that, and it depends if they want to do it. I know since they did top sign that deal with Disney, Hasbro has majority of the merchandising rights for Disney. They could do some kind of tie-in there, possibly, since it's not as in-depth since they already have that relationship, but then you're involving Topps with the other two. It just depends on who wants to negotiate and who doesn't.
Yeah.
That's one example I could think of.
Derek, that's a great question. Let me noodle on that, and maybe we'll tackle that next week.
Well, I just thought of something. I don't know if it fits in the category or not, but Jazzwares AEW figures, there were a couple of lines of them that came with variations of their Upper Deck cards. So it was an exclusive yellow parallel. It was one of the harder ones to put together. Something like that's pretty cool. That could tie into that Disney Hasbro thing, especially for a lot of the that type of collectible is geared towards more adults anyways than kids. So that could be some sort of additional thing you could an extra parallel or something.
Yeah, I mean that's a blind spot for me, right? You're into the figurine toy space and I'm not. I know that back in the day there was like starting lineup and they had the player figurine and a card packed with it. So I don't know, maybe let us know, guys. I know what is it? The Funko Pops?
Panini and Funko came out with they were basically just like big versions of the card, but like they should have went an extra step, I think, and included like a special parallel where if you got that card, you would have the base and it would have like the Funko crown like repeated as like a step and repeat in the background.
Yeah, or how about this? They repeat that with this and come out with like garbage pail figurines that match the cards. Pull up those cards. Show that. Put it on the screen again. I think if they were able to come up with like a figurine, like dare I say doll or something like that. We can't say doll. Can we?
You can.
Yeah, but you wouldn't buy a doll. A dude wouldn't buy a doll.
So
you wouldn't buy a doll. Or maybe you would.
Ooh,
yikes.
Who puts out the Garbage Pail Kids cards? Topps?
Topps. Duh.
They have. They have taken, because I've seen these in Walmart. They did this is just what I know. I'm sorry. They did a line of WWE cards, and then they made corresponding figures that were exclusive to Walmart through Loyal Subjects.
There you go.
So instead of the Ultimate Warrior, you have the Unrivaled Warrior.
Release this in a package with the card, and it's a special release. And then in some of them, and you'd have to put them in a pack because if not, if you saw a special parallel, people would just be opening these things up at Walmart, and they're
yes. Let me pull up an example of that other thing I was talking about.
Yes. So Derek, you're right. It's not a doll.
This is what I was talking about. So they released this line, and then they did another wave of 6. And if you see, you have the Upper Deck logo over here. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to see, but you see a silver foil pack behind the figures. I don't know if there's one where you can see it better or not. You see the silver foil pack, and it would have 3 cards in it. You'd open it up, and you get your exclusive parallel.
Love it. There you go. Topps. We're copywriting that. It's our idea, even though you saw somebody else that has already done that. Steven's feeling salty. Garbage Pail Kids centering is better than real cards. Thanks. Topps. That's cool. I'd buy it, says Derek. I love it.